Hello?
Yes, hello. Is this Jay on a Segway?
Yeah?
Well, hi, I'm Amanda from Best Buy. Your GoPro stuff's here.
Wait, the media mod came in?
Yes, sir.
Oh, bet. Alright guys, so now is a test so you guys can see how bouncy this Hero 9 is going to be while I'm riding. So check the split screen out. Look how stable it keeps the video. It is on the horizon leveling, that is on. And it's at 4K, 30 frames a second. Look at it bouncing around on my book bag strap. You guys see that? Holy moly, man, not used to riding this thing fast, so just bear with me on the speed. Not that it actually even matters, because we're just kind of cruising right now. But yeah, look how bouncy it is, guys. This thing's bouncing around and it's stable, I hope. Should be stable. That's what GoPro do, man. That's what they do. Stability, even during rough movements, just stable. So now that you guys seen that, we're gonna go on ahead and stop it here. All right, so you're like, hey Jay, I don't have a scooter, right? By the way, okay, you see how it's bouncing around? Jay, I don't have a scooter, but I do walk. I do go for walks with a backpack. I do go for runs with a backpack, you know, maybe some hiking. So how would my footage look if that was the case? Well, look, you see it moving, right? Because you guys are looking, they're on at the same time. This is how it looks. Now, mind you, if you get a backpack, if you're going to be using these with a backpack, if you want the video to be even more stable, get a backpack that has the chest connector that cross from, you know, from side to side across your chest. Even better if you get one that goes across the waist. So keep that in mind also when you're buying backpacks. I don't want to insult your intelligence. You could probably know that already. But if we're running, oh, that video is going to look like doo-doo. If it's moving around that much, it can't be stable. At least that's what I'm thinking. So that's what it looks like if you're going to go for a run. That's a little snippet. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. Next thing is going to be a review on the GoPro Hero 9 versus the Hero 8 versus the Hero 7 and versus the Hero Plus. So you guys are watching me right now on the Hero 8, of course, because the Hero 9's right here. You guys probably cannot see because the media mod does not have 9 on the side of it, but that's what it is. All right, got the sun behind me a little bit. It's probably glaring out my face. Can you see the details of my grill piece? Let me know. All right, anyways, Jay on the Segway. See y'all in a little bit. All right, so before we had the sun kind of sort of behind us. Now we got, this is what it looks like. Which one you think looks better? Is that 4K with that super stability lens thingy on? And the Hero 8 at its max settings, 4K at 30 frames a second. This is what they look like. you're a scooter rider, or maybe you ride skateboards or electric boards. What if? Let's go. Don't mind the music. Oh, what they didn't tell you was snake crossing. I don't even know what kind of snake that is. Comment below. What kind of snake was that? All right, guys. Jay on the Segway here. So we got the Ninebot. I can't really touch this thing because it's gonna fall if I touch it. But when I first bought it, there was some things I had to buy first, right? So right inside the stem here, I don't know if you guys can see, right inside the stem, there's these rubber things that you can buy. I'm not sure if I have them with me. They're inside the pouch. There's these rubber things that you can buy. Matter of fact, look on the screen right there. I got it right there. That's a picture of it right there, right there. You see that? Okay, good. They go right inside of here. So when you clamp this thing closed, it gives it a good stern hold. It holds it really good, like nice and stiff. And that's important in my opinion, because like when you're riding off-road, you're doing a lot of this. You're riding and doing a lot of that. And all that vibration, push and pulling on the steering column, it can weaken it just a little bit. Even though it's like metal or some sort of metal or aluminum material, it'll weaken in time. And then next thing you know, if you don't have it properly secured, you know, or if you don't have that rubber gasket in there, it collapses on you. That's what could happen, right? It hasn't happened to me. I know some people who said it has happened to them. Another thing that you need to get, you can buy a piece of Velcro to wrap around here to hold this handle. There's a handle right here. You see the picture of it right there? You want to wrap your hand around that, wrap a piece of Velcro to hold that handle so that it doesn't come open while you're riding on rough terrain. It's more of a rough terrain concern than anything, but it is a concern nonetheless. Something else I bought before I even took this scooter on the road, there's something else I bought was this Wildman pouch. That's a 3-liter pouch. 3 liters because, man, I get all kinds of stuff in that thing. I can put a water bottle, just a regular size water bottle, like a 24 ounce, something like that. It all fits in there. My power bank, my other GoPros, if I don't have them mounted on the steering column already, everything just fits in here. I even have like a little bit of tools, and yeah, anything relative to this bike. The charging cable, which is really small, by the way. You don't have an actual you don't have like the power surge box anymore. It's all built into the actual scooter. My rider weight is usually between 197 and 205, depending on if I'm geared up or not, if I'm going to take my gear bag. So I mentioned that because with my weight, I've tried 2 different tire pressures. The scooter came with 38 psi in front and rear. That was very comfortable. I upped it up to about 43 psi, and the ride's a little harder, but that seems to be a really good sweet spot. Front and rear, you know. These things seem to be front heavy. That's just my opinion. You guys who own these, if you own them already, you may think something different, but it seems to be a little front heavy to me. I don't know, it's just me though. Even though the motor's in the back, if I'm walking it, the back end seems to come up a lot easier than the front end. I don't know, it's just weird how that works. Even when I'm going uphill and I'm pushing it, and I'll put all my inertia upwards, and the back still comes off the ground a lot easier than the front. Anyway, it's just small little things. You guys see the measurement. You see the measurement right there on the bottom? So that's how much space you have from nose to ass. And I talk about that because a lot of people said that they broke this thing here. They said that this rear fender has broken on them. There's 2 things that's gonna make your fender break. You know what? Put it down on his belly. There you go. 2 things are gonna make this fender break off the top of my head. You kicking it while you're riding, like you're moving your feet around and your feet hits it, or right here, this thing right here connects to this little piece right here when you push it down, so that it makes it easier for you to pick it up, right? When you put that thing down and you carry it, or if you put it in your trunk and this thing falls over and you're driving and it vibrates, it'll weaken it over time and crack it. And then you got to replace this fender, which seems to be a little bit of work. I see 2 screws right here. Those probably have something to do with taking that fender off. So if you want to avoid not having to change the fender, when this is in your trunk, once you get this thing in your vehicle, unhook this. Let this thing loose. Don't leave this thing connected. I had 2 people so far that's what they said that happened. Now, we're gonna quickly go into this bar right here, right? I bought this bar, and the name brand for that bar is right there on the bottom. All right, so this bar right here, you see that? That's pretty strong. You're gonna get it that strong out the factory. What I had to do was I bought some inner tube. Buy the best inner tube that you can that doesn't have the gel inside of it. You don't want the gel inside because it ain't gonna work. You have to cut the inner tube up and wrap it around your handlebar. Wrap it tight. I'm talking about tight.
Like virgin tight, you know what I'm saying?
Wrap it tight around your handlebar, but just make it just wide enough so that you can get these little handlebar things in here. Because see how thin these are? These are probably like half an inch thick, maybe a little bit less, but about half an inch thick. When you get them in the mail, you'll see how thick you need to cut it, right? You don't want it to be too thick because then you don't want all this extra stuff just kind of hanging off the sides and stuff like that. I got this thing in here real good, guys, but you're gonna have to do stuff like that. You're gonna have to go that far on that part. And because you got the arms here, this is part of it, and then this bar is part of it, which is aluminum. These things are aluminum also. And then you got to take some oh, you don't need it for this bar. I don't think I used any. Nope, I didn't. This bar actually holds on pretty tight. You see, I'm trying to spin it and it's not spinning. So but you definitely want to get an external bar, especially if you want to mount your cell phone, if you want to get a cup holder. First of all, I wouldn't put a cup holder on a bar like this. I'd put a cup holder either off the main handlebar, which you don't really have any space if you get this 3-liter thing, but or put it down here somewhere. I wouldn't put it on that bar. That bar would be, for me, it'd be just a headlight or my GoPros. That's pretty much it, you know, or the cell phone if you want to mount your cell phone on it. But I have my cell phone mount on the actual handlebar. So, and this thing's pretty good. It's Rymix, you know, RYYMX is the brand, and that seems to be pretty good. I have a Note 10 Plus and it holds it just. I squeeze it in there and it holds it. So if you have anything bigger than a Note 10 Plus, you will still be able to get it in if you do not have an out-of-box case. My out-of-box case makes my phone that much bigger, and that's why it's so hard to get it in there. Shit, I bought this cover off of Walmart, the Walmart website. This actually fits okay, right? But like when I say it fits okay, the power button actually matches the real power button of the actual scooter. I bought one on Amazon and it didn't match. The one on Amazon that came with the whole kit. Look down there, that's the kit right there. I was only able to use like 2 things from the kit, and that was the rubber gasket for the stem here, and what else did I use from the kit? There was something else I used that I can't think of, or that I will use. Anyways, this one fits loosely, so I had to buy 3M tape and tape it on the sides here, on the back side here. I had to put some tape on the top here, just to make this thing fit tight enough to not just come off easily. And it would still kind of come off easily. So if you have anything easier that'll make this adhesive to this scooter a lot easier than the 3M tape that I use, which is old. That's probably why I didn't adhere very easily. But if you have any solution, some sort of tape that's kind of thick, that'll help make this thing stick and stay, that'll be great. But this thing is great. I got orange because it's orange accents. I was gonna try to make it match or whatever. But I think that's everything that I got for this scooter, man. I'm gonna try to find something to cover up the headlight. I just kept the plastic on there because I didn't want to take it off, because I'm just picky like that. Same thing with the tail light. As soon as I find an actual replacement adhesive, then I'll take it off, which I need to find soon because they're gonna eventually come off. This scooter is really good. Like I said, I run PSI in the tires. I run 43 PSI, and it's a little hard, but you get good range out of it. I think that's all I got as far as right now. My next thing I need to get is bearings for these front and rear wheels. They say when the bearings get wet, like so if you ride this in the rain, that's when it starts. You might eventually start hearing noises, you know, like bearing noises. They use cheap bearings out of them, so or cheap bearings in them. So there's a brand of bearings that everybody recommends, the ceramic ones. You don't want to use liquid. I mean, I guess liquid lube, the spray stuff is okay, but like grease is like the best, you know what I mean? When you guys buy a headlight, do your research, because some headlights are really bright, and they're not effective. They're like, you know, it's like being inconsiderate towards others. It's like putting HIDs in a halogen headlight bouncing. This one's a Cygo light Metro, right? 700 lumens. I haven't been able to find a 700 lumen model. I've been seeing 800s and 1100s and 1600s. This thing is ridiculous. I can imagine what anything higher than this is, how it looks. So these lights, if I'm gonna have to guess, they seem to be really good for riding at night on a trail where it's gonna be just dark. These aren't good like projecting lights for like to keep glare out of people's faces. This is gonna give you mad light. You're gonna get light everywhere, son. This ain't gonna just be some old cut-off light, like a really nice good cut-off headlight on the car. This is just blasting straight light, powerful light too, and it lasts probably about 2 hours. You got normal mode. I'm not gonna just put it in y'all's faces, but this is the low, then that's medium, then that's high. That's bright right now, and it ain't even in my face. And then you got kind of like the little sputter with the low light. You know, that's kind of like a daytime. That's another daytime mode right there. And then back to low. So this is a really good light. Apple had this light for like a long time. I never got rid of it. It still works. It charges with USB, that old school USB right there. The newer ones are probably most likely USB-C or mini USB, but definitely gets you a good headlight. Tail light is optional, and I say that because it just depends on where you live and where you're going to be operating your scooter. It won't hurt to get an external tail light, something that you could just turn on and off manually like you do this headlight that I just showed you guys. And you know, just mounting it's always going to be the interesting part, because the way this thing is designed is just not like a bicycle where you have like a bar in the back that you can just hook them up to. So you might have to be creative when it comes to tail lights. There may be replacement fenders for this type of scooter where they have a brighter or a bigger tail light, but I do mostly trails. I don't do much city riding, and if I do, I'm just gonna have, you know, reflective gear on so people can see me easier when their headlights hit me. Anyways, Jay on the Segway. Hopefully you like what you saw. I just wanted to show you guys what I got for this scooter real quick before I start getting more things, and you know, before too much time goes by with, you know, you guys not seeing this lovely face of mine. So hopefully you guys like what you saw. Like and subscribe, okay?
Like, subscribe.
And I'll see you guys on the next one. I gotta go home. I'm hungry.